Sup people, it's your boy Slide. In this video, I'm going to talk about the, the cost of living in America. Many of you guys may have heard the news that the cost of living in the United States has gone up. There are different reasons why it has gone up. Different reasons why, but I can't cover them all, but I'll probably cover some of them. The reason why the cost of living has gone up in the US is because of the tech industry. The tech industry is a very profitable market. You have Amazon, okay? You have Amazon, you have Microsoft, you have Facebook, Google, and these other tech companies that are everywhere, right? So they make a lot of money. And a lot of these landlords, they cater to them in a sense where they usually make apartments close to like these tech buildings, like Amazon, Google. So they make them luxury apartments. And you're looking at least $1,300, $1,400 a month. Some people can afford it. And the people who are not in those markets are pretty much out of luck because most jobs that pay well is usually healthcare. Okay, healthcare jobs pay the most, like nursing, pharmacy, dentistry. So if you are in those careers, you have nothing to worry about because you can't take care of yourself. You know? When it comes to when it comes to society, people today don't care about like ethics, or they don't care about the social dynamics of the price increase. They only care about money. Okay, landlords don't care about affordable housing. They rent to people whom they feel can pay the price. For the past couple of days, I've been watching a lot of news on Canada. Okay? Canada is going through the same thing as the US when it comes to the quality of life. Okay? You know, I live in Seattle, and I've been to Vancouver twice in the past year so far. So I keep up with their news a lot. You know, I keep up with what's going on in Canada as well. Because honestly, I really do like Canada a lot. I like it a lot. Will I live there? I don't know. If I leave the US, I'm not going to live. If I leave America, Canada may be my first option. But let me see what's going on here. Okay. In Canada, if you guys go to Vancouver, Vancouver is one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world. Okay? And the reason why Vancouver is so popular is because everyone wants to live in Vancouver. Compared to Seattle, Vancouver is a little bit cheaper. A little bit. Not by much. So a lot of people like to live in Canada. Well, I mean Vancouver at least. So when I was there last month, they have these neighboring towns. Like they have a border town called Surrey, BC. Because Many people, I know many Americans, if you cross the border into Canada, um, the city you enter is called Surrey, and that city is so beautiful, very beautiful city, nice, right? But it's expensive. I don't know how expensive it is per se, but when I was there, they were building new apartment complexes. I think they're building new houses too. You know, so I don't know how much they charge them for, but I know it's gonna be a lot because when I was in Vancouver, they were making new they were making new buildings. They were making new buildings and everything. So you have to understand like the cost of living in some places you go to. And apartments in Vancouver is like, shoot, I don't know the exact amount, but it's the same. It's I can say you're looking at least 1,300, 1,400 bucks a month. And the reason why things are hard is because the wages that people are being paid cannot subsidize on one paycheck. Like for example, if you're working a job that pays about 2 grand a month, right? But your rent is like $1,400. You're gonna have to get a second job to get more disposable income. And that's how people start working 2 jobs or 3 jobs and all other shit. And people need to understand like why these things are increasing is now irrelevant. Nobody cares anymore. But you have to go for a job that can pay the bills. You see, I watching this thing on Canada about in Toronto. You know, the cost of living is increasing so fast that some people can't even survive. Some people out there are having multiple roommates. Not some people have some roommates as they get older. Some people are working 2 jobs. I think one woman I saw said she's working 3 jobs. And I do honestly feel their pain. I feel their struggle because people need to understand the quality of life in these cities because you can work 2 jobs or 3 jobs, but most people are not going to care. You know, most people don't care if you work 2 jobs. They don't care if you work 3 jobs. Everybody is just trying to survive on their own nowadays. So people need to understand how things are in the US and in Canada. Nobody cares anymore if you can't pay your rent. Nobody cares anymore if you can't take care of yourself. If you don't have job stability, mark my words, most people you know are not going to talk to you. Okay? Because in their eyes, they don't want to be around somebody who can't take care of themselves. Even though they know you're going through hardship, they don't want to deal with that shit. They don't want to deal with that crap. Okay? Also, when it comes to landlords, your landlord does not care if you cannot if you can't hold a job. The landlord wants their money every month paid in full. They're not looking for sympathy. They don't want to hear about your problems. They don't want to hear about, no, they don't care about that. So if you bounce from job to job a lot, sometimes they may not even want to take, they may not even rent to you. So you need to understand, like, you have to choose a career that you feel can take care of your bills. I see these stories, these news clips, and many of these people who are working 2 or 3 jobs, many of them are doing careers that have no stability or they have no value. Okay? And sometimes when you watch these clips, they don't ever say what they're doing either. They don't say what career they have. They don't say anything. It's just, I'm working 3 jobs to make ends meet. It's like, okay, what are you doing? You know? So people need to understand this. Like, people need to understand, like, we are now living in a fast-paced economy. So you need to get a career that can pay the bills. Nobody wants to hear about, oh, I can't pay this month. Nobody wants to hear about how things are hard. No one wants to hear that shit. So I'm just saying what needs to be done. You need to choose a career path that's going to work for you. You have some people out here in their 30s going back to nursing school. Some are going to medical school. Some are going to law school. But they're doing something to better their future, because you guys probably heard this already from my earlier clip. The older you get in the United States, companies will not hire you. They don't care about your problems. They don't care. The older you get, they're not going to hire you. So that's why it's good to go for a job that's in demand. Like, nursing is always in demand. They're always going to need nurses, regardless of the city you live in. They're going to need nurses. So you need to understand this. So, I mean, it's scary out here, man. It's scary because things are getting harder, and I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I don't want to depend on anybody, because if you become a dependent, people are going to find you annoying. It's just the way it is. It's just human nature. Okay? If you become independent, people are going to find you annoying. So to be self-sufficient, go for a career that will subsidize your needs. Let me know what you think. Peace.